Last week, we did a lot of training on Formwise, showing people how basically Formwise is the bridge
Yes.
between your own GPTs and your customer. Because people ask this all the time. I created this awesome custom GPT. How do I
Yep.
share it with my clients? So I
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And that's where we're not shifting the product, but shifting our mentality, how we kind of present otherwise is like there's so many knowledge experts out there that are they're basically in two camps. There's the knowledge experts that have already promptified their insights, their frameworks into a GPT or into some type of prompt that can assist someone into taking action on whatever they're coaching or whatever their course is teaching or whatever. Say a business coach and they have a framework on creating an offer. They have the perfect prompt for that. So there's those coaches that fall in that camp that have their stuff already AIified. And then there's the other coaches and knowledge experts, really agency owners that haven't yet done that step. They still have everything in their head. They have everything in a course. They have everything maybe in some SOP. And while those are very useful assets, that is what I would almost call Web 2.0. And we're coming now to Web 3.0, where everything's AI. Like very soon, everybody's going to just expect to talk to things, talk to the course, talk to the CRM, even get in the high level community. And I think where knowledge experts need is make that not a pivot, but make that decision in the fork in the road on where we're at now is that that's what the future is going to look like. And if you are going to position yourself as an authority in whatever space you're in, whether you help small businesses, whether you're a life coach, whether you're even an online fitness coach that does some type of telehealth, you want to make sure that you AIify those insights. That way you can serve more people. The people are going to be served in a channel that they are very comfortable with, which everybody in the future is going to be comfortable with ChatGPT, just like they are with Google. So by AIifying those insights, you're essentially building a moat around yourself because you're essentially, it's you as a service and you're able to serve more people through those AI assets. So we're not there yet. Everybody doesn't see that future yet, but that's the future we see from, I would say, the 1% of our power users, the ones that probably make more revenue than we do on stuff they build on Formwise. Like unironically, like I will literally say that because I know it's true. And we're proud to be able to say that because people have valuable experiences, valuable knowledge. They turn that into a prompt. And that's like where like most people hit the wall. That's as much AI that they can offer their audience, other than hiring a developer and building a platform around their coaching or their whatever service business they have. And that's where I feel like platforms like Formwise, especially I say ours, where we're prompt first rather than like something like Lovable where you can just vibe code something. Ours is let's meet them where they're at in as far as technical skills. Everybody knows what a prompt is. Everybody uses ChatGPT. And those coaches that are building something valuable in ChatGPT, like a GPT, you can share that GPT with your audience, but you're sending them away from your ecosystem. So how we want to position, like when you sign up and you create an account, you jump into Formwise, you do the onboarding. We're now based on the onboarding, and I wish I could show you the new onboarding for new users. We actually make them enter their website, who their target audience is, like brand voice, all that stuff. And that's only going to get more robust. And now we're offering suggested tools that they can create. Like when I onboarded in this test account, I told it I was a go high level agency that served all sorts of small businesses. So I wasn't very niche. So it's giving me these suggested tools that I can now take and I can just go ahead and build with AI. We still allow people obviously to just build freeform. Like if you want to build a smart form or a copilot, but now when you do the new onboarding, which if you're, even if you're an existing user, we force you to go through the onboarding. So you've probably seen it. You're probably just always say, I'll do it later. But now when you do that onboarding, our goal is to take your expertise, your knowledge, your edge, and give you tool suggestions that you can either go monetize or you can add it to your existing value ladder to your assets, like courses, like a free lead magnet, like your community, and start to embed AI into all the places where you meet your audience. And
I actually have just created one of these. I showed people how to do this last week. But
Mhm.
I created a lead magnet, like you're saying. It was for my strategy is the 4-hour workday strategy. And so I created a tool to help them create a roadmap to automation so that they can enjoy a 4-hour workday strategy. And of course, the result is I'm going to tell them how, and that's joining my program. So then I
Mhm.
ran ads to that and I shared the results and everything to everybody in my community. But I love it. It's super easy to I think when you guys first came out, we had to use Zapier to send the data
Mhm.
from Wise to High Level. Now High Level has that incoming webhook.
Mm.
I also showed people how to do that, but super flawless. Honestly, it's like one of the easiest lead magnets I've ever not just created, but promoted. Because it's like you're saying, people don't really want like the ebook we all used to run lead magnets. Here's an ebook.
Right.
No one ever reads it. But when you
Right.
can put your own expertise, your own spin on this tool and it generates a custom response. Like I even had them scan their own website to pull in
Mhm.
data. That's so sick that we can
Yeah.
do
No,
that
yeah.
with Formwise. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really, yeah, it's the new evolution of, I think I always go back to the value ladder concept, right? Like at the first step of your value ladder, you offer a free ebook, you offer a pre-recorded webinar that maybe they can opt into, you offer a free template if your audience needs templates. And that's like the first time they get a piece of value from you. I don't necessarily think all those things are going to disappear because now, especially in the age of AI, it's easier than ever to create an ebook. It's easier than ever to create like even a published book. But I think people are looking for more personalized value. And
And I
the
feel
only
like
way to, yeah,
it too. Like they want it
mm,
instantly. They don't want to have
yes,
to sit and read a 100-page ebook.
exactly. And I think I've shared this with you. You can create extremely niche lead magnets that'll actually rank really well on SEO. Like I have one to help people set up A2P, get all the A2P language to get compliance for the like all the texting and stuff. And my goal is to collect emails from agencies. So if you search A2P generator on Google, we're the number one that I just give away a free smart form that people can use. They got to put their email, and I actually collect emails from that. I've collected like 2,600 GHO agency emails just from that lead packet organically, no ads. I see other people like we have some LinkedIn coaches, career coaches that actually use Formwise. Now, their main offer isn't lead magnet. Obviously, their main offer is high ticket coaching, career coaching, and intensive that get placed in a high paying job. That's like their business. But you're not going to get clients that are going to be ready to basically buy your high ticket service immediately. It's marketing 101. You have to take them up the value ladder and you have to give them value first. You have to give them a free course or a template or a downloadable. With AI, you can give them something of value immediately that is personalized, and that will be done with the smart forms. So, for example, I have a life vision generator here that I made the other day. I think was making it with an onboarding call. I think somebody was a actual coach in this space. But let's just say you're a coach and you're wanting to get more life coach clients. Again, you can send them to your discovery call. That's great. But what if you could give them a quick sort of tool where they go through your actual tool, they input a few specific answers on all the questions, and then when they finally hit submit, it spits out a light vision story that follows your unique framework, not necessarily just the one that AI created, because it's very easy. And I do want to mention this. Sometimes I feel like some users do rely a lot on ChatGPT to just, in a sense, not make it up, but rely on the creativity that ChatGPT can actually create. What we recommend, and again, what we see the most successful users do is when they draft the prompt, they're drafting their framework in here. So if you know exactly how to draft a life vision story, you're a certified life coach, and there's a specific framework. Maybe you want to ensure that there's emphasis in healthy well-being and family, and that's like your framework, the way you help clients. You can actually edit the prompt and tell it to essentially emphasize those specific, that specific thing whenever it generates a response. I often say, don't rely 100% on Chat GPT. Definitely input your own sort of twist in what makes in this case, a life coach, what makes your coaching valuable. That way it has a little bit of your personal brand. It has a little bit of what they're going to expect once they decide to take a discovery call, because they're like, oh my gosh, this life story is on point. I want to get to this state. I want to work with this coach because they're going to help me get to this vision. That they're going to coach me as I make the right decisions, or whatever your service does, right? This could be a business coach one too, right? I see some business coaches create like a business plan that let's get from A to B. And then that's also a very compelling type of lead magnet we've seen. So yeah, I'm super excited about Formwise because I'm seeing more and more of that. I think whenever we got started with Formwise, and this is our understanding too, probably getting caught up in the hype where people were going to just monetize simple prompts, a prompt that just writes an email, and then they could go create a tool and then that would be super valuable. I think in a way where AI is going, people aren't fatigued by that. They more so want, and I guess I'm coining this term right now, they want a bespoke AI. But everybody's already used to just open-ended ChatGPT, go into ChatGPT, hey, write me an email for this client. People want bespoke AI at this point. And I think with the customization of editing the prompt mapping, you have that at your fingertips. And one thing I did want to share on this call, Bridget, is our new AI tool builder that actually builds your tool. That is something I really wanted to cover because I don't know if you've used it yet. It's only been out for maybe 3 weeks. We've had probably 1,500 tools get created from it. And it's right here. But yeah, I don't know if you have any comments on that, Bridget, if you want me to just dive into that part.
I actually did do a training on that last week. You're certainly welcome because I'm sure lots of people here hadn't seen it. But I want to like piggyback off of what you just said about let me again just share my own use case here.
Yeah.
So I told you I have the 4-hour workday strategy. What I wanted to use Formwise for, and I tried this on ChatGPT before I ever tried it on Formwise. I wanted to upload a YouTube transcript, and then I wanted to create social media posts for each of the platforms. I wanted it to create a YouTube description with keywords, and I also wanted a blog post. You can't create that. I don't care what prompt you have. You can't create that in ChatGPT without it completely going off the rails. But I actually was able to build that in Formwise. So for my own internal use case, all I have to do for my entire workflow is just upload the YouTube transcript and then it spits out all of the posts and the blog posts and everything that I need. So I love, love, love that the control of the output that you just cannot do that on ChatGPT. I tried. It can't.
It's especially if you're depending on your end user. So be it, say you're going to put that in a course or it's in your portal or it's for your clients. It's one thing for you guys that are used to ChatGPT to go into ChatGPT raw, open-ended, and being able to make something happen. It's a completely different story for like a small business owner, basically, to go in there and get the exact same results that you're going to get, even if you give them the prompt to copy paste. It's just not going to happen. And I think what you're doing there, Bridget, is you're essentially what we call you're operationalizing ChatGPT so they can predictively get the outcome consistently. Because all they have
Yeah.
to do is literally fill in the blanks. That's all they
Yeah.
have to do.
Yeah. Because my
Yeah.
goal is once I perfect it and everything for myself, I want to make a universal version for the members of my program. Whatever I used to create it had to be something that could actually give that output. And it just is not possible with ChatGPT. It goes
Correct.
completely off the rails by the end of the output. It's like you can't even tell what's happening there.
Yes. And one thing I always try to say this on every single one of our workshops is that AI is the worst it's ever going to be. Like right now, as I'm literally uttering this sentence, it's only going to get better. And in a way that's scary, but in a way it should make you really think how you're embedding AI into your value ladder, whether you're adding these into a course, lead magnet, or which I'll show here in a minute, login mode, which is where you can actually monetize the tools on just how important it is to give this to your clients. So it is in that fill in the blank like way. Like, for example, this is an email newsletter. You got all the questions in here that the end user would essentially go through and answer how it works. If anybody's new to Formwise, I'll just kind of show how the engine works. You add your prompt on the back end and you map those fields. That way, literally, there's zero room for error. As long as you have your prompt good, there's zero room for error for the output to come out in a way that it shouldn't. Now, could the output still come out wonky? Yes, if they, in a way, are lazy with the inputs, like they put like the lowest common denominator type of question and answer here. You can't really engineer around that. If someone's going to be lazy, if you input lazy stuff, then you're going to get a lazy output. That's just how it works. In a way, the OpenAI AI engines, in a way, match your energy. If you're lazy with ChatGPT, ChatGPT is going to be lazy with you. But this, at least from a small business owner standpoint, instead of them typing a paragraph, hey, I'm in this industry. This is what I want my newsletter to be with the call to action, with the target audience. They won't even be that descriptive when they have that conversation with ChatGPT. You're forcing them to provide that context. And then all that context, all these fields are mapped into the prompt, which powers the tool. And then that's what they get out when they hit submit. And the cool thing is you can also prompt chain it. So if you need to run that output into another prompt to then get another output, you can show all of this to the end user. And then what Bridget was talking about is you can actually webhook this directly into Go High Level, into Zapier. So if you need to send them a copy of the results, if you need to collect their email, create a contact inside of your CRM, you're able to do that. If you need to add them to a spreadsheet, all that stuff is available. We're also working on a few other cool things in the roadmap that are going to basically allow you to sync Formwise with other data sources, which is also another cool thing that's coming. Another thing I can already confirm that we are working on is the image engines. So same thing with textual things. So you go into ChatGPT, you open a conversation, you ask it to make you an image. If you don't put all the right context, that image it's really hit or miss. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But if you want to provide image generation for your clients, we're soon going to have the image engines where they can actually just put the context and they'll get that image every time on brand, on point, exactly the way you want it to come out. Because guess what? You, the Formwise builder, you have the prompt instructions already, in a way, I hate to use the word code because it does not involve code at all, but hard coded into how the tool works, which I'm super excited about that. And I can't wait for that to come. But yeah, that's how the smart forms works. And that's like our philosophy around Formwise. We think knowledge experts are just going to get more valuable in the future. I don't think AI is going to replace valuable humans that have unique experiences. In fact, I think those humans are going to get more valuable because they're going to be able to serve more people because they're going to get that knowledge and they're going to build tools with it. They're going to build co-pilots with it. And I think even eventually like some type of voice thing is probably going to be a norm in the future. And you'll be able to conversate essentially with people's digital brains, digital know-how. And that's interesting because I don't know what that world looks like, but that's where we're headed. And this is just a little microcosm of that. That's the first step towards that future. And we want to play a bigger and bigger role in that future because you guys are going to be able to serve more people in that way. You'll be able to make your courses, if you have a membership, that much more valuable because you have AI integrated into those specific services. So let me take a sip of my coffee and then I'm going to show you guys this new AI tool builder. So if you're not familiar with it, I hope this blows you away because we worked so much on this specific tool to work like it works. And I really want to show it to you.
Yeah, I think that AI tool builder is super cool. And definitely, I think it was so needed because sometimes you do look at the tools and you're like, I don't even know, where do I start? There's so many moving, like building a sales. You're like, oh, where do I even start? There's so many pieces. Definitely, I think you guys did a great job on this because it really simplifies the process.
Yes. And like the whole like point of this was specifically for that, what we call blank screen syndrome. Like we get a lot of people that sign up to Formwise and just see the raw capability. Then when they log in, it's almost like it's a little bit of analysis paralysis, but it's more so, gosh, I don't even know where to get started. I want to build this, I want to do this. And we are trying to reverse engineer that and almost let us do a little bit of the creative and brainstorming with the information you give us in the beginning. And then we also want to give you something that's going to at least give you the draft and the outline. So let me show you where I click, guys. So inside of your Formwise account, you'll have the AI tool builder here on the top right. You will click on this, and then this is going to open this cool screen. So this is the open-ended, like, what do you want to build, right? So here we really just need a sentence. So let's just think of something you want to build. Let's just say I want to make let's say I'm a coffee shop coach. I help people start coffee shop. I'm going to be, I want a tool people can answer a few questions and it comes up with coffee shop names. Okay. So this is all I need to do. I don't need to do anything else. I can go ahead and generate the outline. Now, if you feel like I wish you'd be a little bit more specific with it, you can always hit enhance prompt. And what we'll do is we will go ahead and basically take your sentence and just make it more descriptive, right? And once we do that, we can generate the outline. So remember what I said earlier about like the lowest common denominator answer to a question? If you put in, hey, I just want an AI tool that makes money, that is super open ended, right? But if you put something much more specific, hey, I want a tool that can help people come up with monetization ideas with AI, then that'll actually make a tool that'll have a survey like question and then it spits out ideas. It's really about our articulation and being able to describe exactly what you want. And that's what that sort of refine prompt button did for me. I want a tool that people can fill out some questions and it'll come up with coffee shop names when they submit it. And then I hit the outline and it made it more descriptive. So once it does that, it's going to show you this little outline page. And then we have a few things here, right? So we have a little chat here on the left side where you can chat with Formwise to refine the tool. We have the summary of the tool here. And then we have a generate this tool if you're happy with the summary. Now, before I hit generate this tool, I want to talk a little bit about the summary. So in this summary, we're going to show you how the tool is going to function to your end user. It's going to also share with you something called user stories, which is how your users interact with your tool and the goals that they want to achieve and they will achieve with your tool. So user stories is a software term where whenever you build a tool, you want to know the journey that your end user is taking to reach the end goal that you're building the tool for. So for example, this is a coffee shop name generator. In my mind, I want the user to be able to fill out the form with easy to answer questions. And then I want them to get a list of good coffee shop names based on the questions. So I can read this as a user. So as the end user, I want to fill out a simple form with my coffee shop's desired vibe, keywords, target clientele, location, inspiration, so that the tool can understand my vision and generate relevant name ideas. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Here's a few more. As a user, I want the tool to provide a curated list of unique and catchy coffee shop names that reflect my input. Yep. As a user, I want the option to receive brief explanations for each suggested name. So I understand the reasoning or inspiration. As a user, I want to be able to easily copy my favorite name suggestion with the results, making it simple to share or save them. Perfect. That's what I want the tool to do. Now, the only thing I can go over here to the chat and I also want the tool, for example, I want the tool to take my location and try to come up with location specific names. So I'm going to say, I want the end user to be able to input their location and the location to influence hyper local name suggestions. For example, if they are in the mountains, I want mountain like names. Hit enter. Okay. And what this is going to do is it's going to update the summary. So your tool's not created yet. We're just working on the summary. We are brainstorming with you, right? So it went ahead and added the location-based name personalization. As a user, I want the tool to use my specific location to input to my specific location input to generate hyper local name suggestions, incorporating local features, mountains, coastline, city vibes into the name to make it more relevant and appealing to my area. Perfect. So now I'm going to hit generate this tool. And what this is going to do in about 10 to 15 seconds, it's going to generate the tool and it's going to send me into the builder. Now, this is going to create a smart form. If I wanted to create like a chatbot conversational GPT, all I have to do is basically tell it here in the chat to make it into a copilot and it'll actually generate a copilot instead of a smart form. If you're not familiar with what a Copilot is, it's basically a white label GPT where you're able to put your system instructions. And I'll actually show you guys what that is here in just a minute. But let's follow through here. I have ADHD, so I go down a million rabbit holes. So I got to be careful. I got to stay on track.
That's okay.
So,
We're all tech geeks, so we love hearing about all the
yeah.
techy stuff.
Okay, perfect. All right. So it went ahead and span me over here into the smart form builder. I have 5 questions. Coffee shop vibe, theme. What keywords do you want reflected in the name? Right. Who's your target clientele? Location inspiration. And would you like explanations for each name suggestion? No, just the names. Please include explanations. So I have all of my fields. Now, one thing you want to do is just make them all required. You should probably make that on by
Mhm.
default, but you want to make sure you have it like on all required, because if they don't hit one of these, then they might mess up the prompt here in a minute. So this is what your like end users are going to see, right? So once you click prompt builder, we can see that the AI tool builder actually created the prompt for the prompt to actually power the tool. So let's see, and let's kind of format this a little bit better. Just it'll work as it is. I just guess I'm OCD about the lighting here. Okay, so it says you are a creative brand naming expert specializing in coffee shops. Use the following inputs. It's all mapped. Generate 8 to 12 unique, catchy, memorable coffee shop name ideas. Each name should reflect the desired vibe, theme, be hyper local. Avoid generic overused phrases like bean, brew, cafe, unless used in a unique way. Be suitable for modern, appealing coffee shop brand. If the user requests explanations equals yes, please include explanations, include 1 to 2. Okay, so then there's a format. So all I have to do is just basically update the engine if I want to. GPT-4o is fine. We have some powerful engines here that have over 1 million tokens of context. You can always use those if you want. And then look, it already has web browsing, which is good because what I was already thinking is if I input location inspiration, I wanted to search the area and see if there's mountains or lakes or I'm on the coast or at the beach. And I wanted to influence the coffee shop suggestions. So I'm going to hit save prompt. And the only other thing I would do here, guys, before I go test the tool is if this was going to be a lead magnet, if you want to collect an email, so we want to hit add question. And the good thing is the email doesn't need to go into the prompt. You can just say, what's your email? And I don't, yeah. So we have an email field here and you can always add some placeholder information there, make that required too. And we can go to test for tool. So let's go test for tool. Okay. So coffee shop, I want a coffee shop with books everywhere. Keyword, let's do cozy. My target clientele, people living and visiting Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, near Lookout Mountain. And sure, let's include explanations and my email. We're going to submit. And here are my 8 to 12 coffee shop names, Mountain Margin. And yep, so here is the output. And like I said, if you would have had a webhook connected, you can send these results into your CRM, create the contact, send them a copy of the results, add them to a welcome series, whatever you need to do to basically nurture this lead. And of course, this specific generator needs to live somewhere. So you'll for sure want to embed this tool on your landing page, on your blog, as part of a YouTube video. If you're going to be presenting on a workshop, maybe you have a workshop on like how to come up with the perfect coffee shop name for your coffee shop business. You could promote this tool inside of your webinar. And the whole point of it is, again, you're not giving them a prompt, guys. You're not basically copy pasting this prompt and be like, hey, use this prompt. I actually saw somebody selling prompts for $7, which I don't think is a bad idea. But once you give that prompt away, it's gone, especially if it has your framework and your IP embedded in the prompt. And honestly, too, there's things that a prompt can only go so far. What Bridget was talking about earlier is if you have data sources with your tool, then it's something they can't necessarily recreate on ChatGPT with your prompt. So if you have your specific proprietary URLs in here or your PDFs or whatever you've crawled and actually added, then the tool is unique. There's not another tool like it on the internet, unless you gave away that too, which there's no going around that once it's out there in the wild. But this is a way to gate that stuff. That way that doesn't happen. I just want to share that with you guys. And the other thing that you will want to do is, and looks like it already created it for me. You can actually now have your icon be generated by our system. So if you're going to add this into a tool set, or you're going to want to share this in the wild, and that you need again, most people don't share it directly with the Formwise link. They're always embedding it. So that probably won't make sense what I was going to say. So just, yeah, just ignore that. The whole point is, if you're going to add this into a tool set, we can actually generate this for you. So I'm going to revamp this. I want it to be a Pixar inspired icon, no text. And I don't want it to be minimalistic, no text. It'll actually generate the icon for you. We used to send people to flat icon all the time to go get free icons. We just want everything to just be already built in into Formwise. And I think you can download it as well. So if you need to add this to your website, if you're going to be promoting this tool, you are also able to go ahead and do that. And this is a precursor. Like I said earlier, people have been asking us for images for a long time. If you guys have been using images on any engine online, you'll see the rapid improvement that has happened just in the past year. And you also see how back then, when you tried to generate an image on ChatGPT, it was like spawning a demon sometimes. Like it was like, what's wrong with your eyes? Or why does she have 5 fingers? And AI is getting better. And eventually it will be so easy to even provide an icon generator. Like you'll be able to create icon generators with Formwise of a specific style, or a thumbnail generator, or a YouTube thumbnail generator, or a logo generator, or whatever you want to offer your clients. And you'll be able to control this background. So I'm super excited about that. I'm sure you are too, Bridget, but that's coming. And I can't wait for that, because now with the tool set, you won't just have text type tools, you'll also have image generation. Oh,
Image generation, I instantly went to YouTube thumbnails because I do use AI for it, and I have a very specific, like, criteria that I use.
mhm.
Again, it's where you have this long ChatGPT thread or Manus or whatever, and then at the end, it starts to get a little wonky. So it's really nice if you can build something like Formwise, have your own tool that will use that same prompt and then generate the response every time instead of going off on these weird hallucinations that it often does.
Yes. And because really, like how prompting works in each context, like I still see it from time to time, and people buy these prompt packs, and I'll sometimes indulge in, like, I'll download them just to see them. And they're like 2, 3 sentence prompts. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe people are monetizing these things and people are actually buying them. Like,
Probably used ChatGPT to create the list of prompts and then just sold it.
at, that's exactly what happens. And there's obviously not everybody's on the same, not level, but like at the same place in everybody's journey is different, right? Like somebody's new to AI, somebody's a bespoke subject matter expert, and we're all in different ways. But I do think the general consensus now is, the more clarity there is in the prompt, the more articulated it is, the better results you'll get. And what we're trying to tell knowledge experts is, hey, build an AI asset. You don't have to monetize it, but just at least AIfy some of your frameworks and add them into your ecosystem. Even if you're not going to be charging for them, you might want to add it to your course to make your course more valuable to the students. If you're going to be pairing it with a CRM, maybe you want a suite of tools for your end user to more successfully use a CRM and the email tools and all that good stuff. So there's my coffee shop generator. I know we were going to talk about login mode, so that's the next thing I'll jump in. So once you build all of your tools here, and I have all sorts of tools here, I have a parent child quality time game plan generator. So once you have all of your tools created, you can actually go into tool sets, because you can actually embed each tool individually, which is fine for lead magnets. But if you want to monetize it and you want to just provide all the tools in one place, I would suggest creating a tool set. And I'm going to go ahead and just go into one I've created already. I don't know if I've showed this one before to your community, Bridget, but this is Brewery OS. And I actually made this just as a side project internally for Formwise to show people what was possible with the login mode. So in the tool sets, before I show that website, you are able to essentially add any of your tools into a hosted page. You can organize the tools, you can add a description to the tools, and you can embed this whole tool set. So your end user can access all your tools in one place. Now, prior to login mode, you had to set up your own paywall. You had to set up your own gating mechanism. So people who visited your tool set couldn't just use it by just having the URL of where it's embedded. So now we've solved that where if you just want to have a standalone tool set, you don't want to set up a portal, you don't want to set up like a course or something where people have to log in. All you want to do is just embed and monetize. You're able to do that now. So once you add all of your co-pilots and your smart forms in the tool set, you are actually able to go to settings, no, actually go to plans and turn on login mode. And what this will do, it's going to make you create a Stripe account. So once you create that Stripe account, you are going to be able to select and create some plans. So I have a few plans here. I have my free plan. I can select what tools come with the plan. I can meter usage so they can only use the tool X so many times. I can set up a trial day. I can force them to enter their own OpenAI API key. And then I have a paid plan too here. I can edit the price. I can't edit the price myself because I actually have people paying for Brewery OS. So I can't edit the price. That's a Stripe thing. But you can always create new plans if you need to add a plan or go ahead and archive the plan so nobody else can sign up. But here's where you would edit the actual price, meter the usage, and go ahead and if you're going to have tools that are in specific plans, here's exactly where you would customize that. And I have another plan here that's unlimited usage. And you can even get really granular because some of your tools might be worth more than others. For example, a Copilot, every time there's like a message back and forth, it's a credit. So every time it messages you back, that's one credit. So maybe I only want these to cost one credit. But I have a brewery business plan here that is going to go through a 5 step prompt chain and it's going to spit out something huge. That's not going to be one credit. That's going to be 10 credits. And I can customize what each tool in a sense costs. And you set the currency, right? You get to set how many credits each tool costs. Because you might have a tool that's running on GPT 4.1 and another one that's running on GPT 3.5. It might just be in a disparity of API fees. Which, speaking of that, Bridget, I don't know if I've told you, but we're about to add O3 into Formwise as well. And I don't know if you've used O3 on ChatGPT. It's the research engine. It is amazing. It like goes and researches the internet for you, and then it brings back just the most incredible outputs you've ever seen, and with all the sources too. It's just awesome. So people are going to be able to create like these really powerful market research type tools, website audit type tools, like all these really cool tools using just the prompt. So that's coming as well. And of course, if it's O3, then you might want that to cost even more money, right? Or even more credits. So you can set the sort of like the limits there. You can also offer credit packages. So if they do run out of usage on any of your plans, you can always just have them pay one time, $5, they get 100 credits. You can offer all sorts of packages there. And then as people sign up, you can have all of your users are going to be in this tab. And I have 69 or so users. A few of them are tests, and you can see their usage. You can see what plan they're on. You can see if they're on the paid plan. You'll be able to open Stripe and see them as customers inside of your Stripe account. And again, if you are a subject matter expert, like again, I just picked the random niche. I just picked breweries. I don't have anything to offer breweries actually. I just built this I just literally picked the random one. I went to GoDaddy, I got a $10 domain and I used a GHO based system to build the website. And we actually have these templates. I think I've given them to you, Bridget. They're in the knowledge base. You can import these and you can offer them also to your audience. And basically, I just built a quick little SaaS mini page. And let's just say I had something to offer breweries like a CRM or coaching or consulting or something. I can give them this platform for free. They're in my ecosystem, right? I don't even care about making money with login mode necessarily. I'm just giving them something that's extremely valuable. But now they're in my ecosystem. They're in my value ladder. I can invite them to workshops. I can invite them to a webinar where I'll pitch a high ticket coaching program or a mastermind or my course that costs $997 or something like that. But they're in, right? Because I guarantee you in almost any niche, some niches are more problem aware than others. Some are even solution aware, but any niche, any industry is already thinking about AI. They're thinking, how can I use AI to grow my business? And they'll probably get an ad on when they're on Facebook, and they'll see in like a prompt pack for brewery owners. Download this 100 prompts for brewery owners. And that's a lead. Like the person selling that prompt pack, that's not how they make money. They're getting them in their ecosystem to then upsell them other things, whether it's a course, a community, whatever it may be. In your case, we're telling you, or we're telling knowledge experts, turn those insights into tools, then offer those tools for free if you want. We will give you the gating mechanism. And then I think I showed you this. So there's a user sign up webhook. So whenever somebody signs up, you can add them straight to a workflow and add them to a welcome series. Send them a text, send them an email. Hey, thanks for signing up. Join our community too. Hey, join this workshop. We're going to cover everything about the tools that you just got access to. So you can essentially actually nudge them into whatever the next step is. So this is Brewery OS. Again, I made everything with ChatGPT, except the Formwise part, of course, the copy. And again, I'm positioning it to a brewery owner like, hey, running a brewery is a beautiful thing, but there's more than brewing great beer. You gotta events to plan, things to follow up with, a website that hasn't been touched since IPAs were trendy. And that's why we made Brewery OS. So I got a co-pilot I made that's going to help them with their marketing, one that's going to help them pitch their beer to retailers, and one that's going to help them fix their website to add new copy and update the beer list and create event
I
copy
love
pages.
how you phrase this instead of saying, we have one AI tool that'll do this for you and one
Mhm,
AI tool. It's like you're helping them envision it and simplifying it as a
mhm.
solution and not some kind of techie thing they're going to have to learn to use.
Yeah. And I actually have people paying for it. All you have to do, guys, is go to Facebook, look up a Facebook group. Like, for example, in this niche, go to Facebook and search brewery owners Facebook group, and they all coalesce in their little communities. So if you're going to build one for chiropractors or you're going to build one for something super niche, maybe there's one user that is in the niche of homeschooling and stuff like that. All those people live in their little communities. Now, they might not all be on Facebook. Some might be on school. Some might be on YouTube in some channel. But this is where you can really get into those niche communities and offer them something instead of ChatGPT.
I
Yes.
mean, we have about 10 minutes left, and I
Yeah.
want to make sure that we get to some questions
Yeah,
because
of course.
especially because we did all of this training last week on Formwise, everybody has been super excited to have you
Awesome. Yeah.
to pick your brain about something. So, but look, go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, howdy, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Hey.
I like your tool. I have always liked YouTube, but now I love it. That was off. There is no question about it. But I have some obvious questions,
Yep.
and you know what they are. Another language.
Yep.
Can we get the tool in another language? Can we get the prompts in another language? Can I provide it
Yep.
to customers in another language and they be able to type all everything that we talked about that you show in
Mhm.
a different language?
Yes and yes. So as
Oh,
long as ChatGPT supports your language, you can do the prompts and the questions in your language. At the toolset level, we have a setting here that says languages, and you can internationalize everything of the actual tool set. So if you need to change it into Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, Arabic, whatever language it is, I've seen tool sets in all those languages already. So yes, you can change everything into your specific language. And I guess one thing I didn't cover real quick is if you have your tool set and somebody picks a plan and they log in, they don't see this top part. This is just for you where you can edit it. All they see is this right here. And then the cool thing is they can save their responses. They can reuse responses as inputs for other tools. Eventually, we already have a memory thing that we're already building. It's called brand voice right now, but they're going to be able to save a lot of context in here. So when they go use any of the tools, those tools already have that context. You don't even have to ask those questions because all that's already saved in the memory of the end user that is using our tool set. So don't want to go down a rabbit hole there, but that's another really cool thing about tool sets. Yes, internationalization, all of this can be in any language that you want. You just have to write it in your language, make sure the prompt's in your language. But yes, we have users in many markets.
awesome. Awesome, Javier. Thank
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can see the Copilot is like a custom GPT. And I love to teach about custom GPTs because I use them all the time. I think it's super incredible. But It's like the same problem everybody always has. You create this awesome custom GPT, but then now you need to share it or you want to share it, but you have to tell your people, oh, yeah, all you got to do is create your own ChatGPT account and then you can access it. But this allows you to say, here is my tool that I created without having to all that disruption with the having their own ChatGPT account.
And there's actually a power user that has just white label ChatGPT, just has super open-ended instructions, and then they just sell a little subscription to that. It's like easier. Yeah, it's crazy how people are monetizing things.
Yeah, it's like a free ChatGPT account, free if you're taking care of the credits. Ray, do you want to go ahead and
Yeah, Bridget, I don't know, we're very aligned. I was thinking the same thing on the chat GPT. So since you use it, I guess this question would be for you as well. What are the differences and are there any different limitations from creating your own GPT to creating this one? And obviously this one has a lot more advantages because of the publishing and all that other stuff. Is there any limitations on that?
Yeah, so I guess as far as limitations, right now we don't have the O3 engine, which is a research engine that's available on OpenAI paid accounts.
Yeah,
But
it's a thing, but it's not a big deal. It would be cool, yeah, for
yeah,
the deep research things.
yes, so that's not available yet. That is coming though. The other thing I would say limitations, because these copilots can scrape the internet and browse the internet. If you give it a URL and we'll
You
read
can
what's on the website.
upload documents.
Mhm.
You upload documents to it, yeah.
Yes, but again, transparently, I'll say it will take the documents, but there is a smaller size
Okay.
than the OpenAI. So I think the size is like max 20 megabytes. I think you can upload up to a gig on ChatGPT. All you have to do is compress the file. That's really what anytime you have a support ticket where it can't take it, it's just compress the file and it works. But we're also working on we're going to improve every aspect of Formwise. Eventually, my dream is to obviously they're literally going to be $1 trillion company, OpenAI. We can't compete versus $1 trillion company, but we want to help you guys deliver the same outcomes that they would try to deliver for you. So we will try to match them as best as we can.
Yeah, no, I guess. And my other question, I guess, is there a special offer or something today, or that you're gonna tell us at the end, or?
I didn't have that plan, but Bridget does have a special link. And what I can do is I can get with Bridget to give you guys basically some awesome extras on that. So yes, I will get with Bridget on that and I'll make sure that we do give something special for everybody that's on this call.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when is that gonna come sometime? Ready
I
to
will.
go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. I mean, I'll talk with Bridget and we'll try to get it today if that's cool with Bridget.
Oh, yeah, I can whatever you would like to give, I will add to the community. But if you use that link and you can go to myvisionagency.com/formwise, you can actually check out all the training that I've done with Formwise and you can check out my affiliate link. So I would say create a free trial and then I'm going to post all that stuff in the community so you can access it.
Yes. And when you start your trial, if you want to open a ticket, mention you came from, it is called Vision.
Yeah.
Visionary reseller, right? Or reseller. Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Mention.
go ahead.
Yeah. Perfect. I just put in the chat. Yeah. Just mention to the team and I'll make sure you guys get all of the extras as soon as you sign up. Yeah. So yeah. And I guess the other limitation, but this is also a ChatGPT limitation, is we only have OpenAI engines. But again, we are doing a big refactoring to our database, which is going to allow us to add Claude, Gemini, and all that good stuff. Part of our thing,
What about Janice?
Menace, I'm not too familiar, but I'm sure if
Favorite and mine too now.
Javi,
Mhm.
become familiar.
I know, yeah, if there's so many like AI
I
things,
know.
yeah,
Get
but I
on the
mean,
Manus train.
yeah, and I'll for sure check it out, and that's something I'll for sure bring up to the team. And if you guys are like serious prompt engineers, the OpenAI playground settings are here. If you want to tweak them, change the temperature, top the. We already have it fine tuned to try to match native ChatGPT as best as we can. But here's the reality: ChatGPT has a hidden system prompt that is top secret that they don't tell anybody. So when you use an API product like Formwise or any other product online, you don't have that system prompt. So we try to match it with the playground settings here. We do have a hidden system prompt too to try to again get that as perfect as possible. But ultimately, the quality of what conversations your end user has comes down to the actual prompt on the left side. again, you can ask the AI builder to build the actual Copilot for you, and it'll follow our proven prompt framework that establishes an identity, gives it instructions to ask one question at a time, and then to finally do the output. We have your back in that regards to build something that's super valuable. So if you're building something for your course, you can build it around your course, and maybe you can upload a little document that has your course, and then it can also reference things from your course. And now you have a course companion, for example. So
Well,
if you're selling, yeah.
I love the interface is very similar to ChatGPT. I just feel like visually that helps with the learning curve because it just
Mhm.
feels very familiar, especially if you're coming from having your own GPTs, like all of us do, most of us do, to rebuild them in Formwise. I think that just makes that process so much more simple.
Yes. And we are working on a theme customizer. Of course, you do see that we took the like the branding from OpenAI directly, but we understand some people want their implicit branding.
Yeah,
You can
I'm
already
a
do
Florida
that.
you get it should be purple.
I
I'm
know.
ready to turn on mine purple.
I know. Technically already do that if you're a CSS whiz, but
Yeah.
we are going to have a easy to use theme builder to change the colors of fonts and stuff like that. So that's also exciting. Yeah, just so much possibilities. Like sometimes I'm using ChatGPT. I'm like, I wish I could just like turn all of my conversations into products. And in a sense, you can. If you have ever came across a prompt and you're like, gosh, I know people that would find this super valuable, even if it's a $10 product, it can be valuable to 1,000 people. That is how you should be thinking about your prompts. Don't just keep them for yourself, turn them into a micro product. And I'll just go ahead and tease this. Okay. This is the last thing I'll tease. And the good thing is, I don't think I have anybody from the Formwise team here because they're always like, don't mention like features yet. Is we are going to have single tool monetization as well. So you saw the tool sets, which you can pick a lot of tools. And technically, you could have one tool or tool set and monetize that single tool. But where's the fun in that? I want to be able to create a tool, connect Stripe, and monetize while holding my breath. That's my goal. Like I want to be able to build a tool so quick that I can go ahead and monetize the Light Vision story generator, charge $2 for a generation, or the coffee shop name generator, let them use it for free for three tries. And if you want more coffee shop names, it's going to cost you $10 or something of that sort. Now, these are low ticket things, but if you have a really powerful, especially with O3, with images, prompt training, really the possibilities are truly endless there. And I see somebody has a hand raised. I want to answer one
Yeah,
question.
let's go to Charles next.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing
Oh,
good. Hey,
change your background.
Yeah, just love it. Just tell me about it. But I'm really excited about what I've heard about Formwise, and I appreciate the conversation. I came in a little late. I had a problem logging in, and maybe you covered this but I know that you can send information into GHL. Well, my question is, can you pull information like out of GHL to include that in the prompt if I have that on the profile for the particular person?
So inside of GHL, what you can do if you decide to iframe like a tool set, for example, at the moment, it does not take the context of what the sub account is in. However, let me kind of share this with you. So let's just say I have this iframed inside of GHL as a custom menu link. The whole goal is you see this little brand voice. This is going to turn into custom fields. And in a sense, you can already do what I'm about to share. When you click on my profile, which I renamed this as a brewing company, your sub account, the goal is for your sub account to fill out everything in here. And again, you'll be able to add custom fields in here. Right now, it's just locked into a brand voice. But once your sub account adds like all their information in here, think about it almost like custom values. All of this information will be taken into context whenever they go use the Taproom Marketing Copilot. So if I go ask the Taproom Marketing Copilot, hey, make me a newsletter for my event, tell everybody to arrive at 7 p.m., it already knows my address. It knows my hours. It knows everything about this isn't even like a real brewing company, but like it knows everything about that sub account. And we do want to make it easier for the sub account to be able to do that, but they do need to provide that context first. What we could look at is if in the future, maybe this is mapped to custom values, that's something we can look at. But if this is a fairly new feature, so I guess to answer your question in a short-winded way is not at this time. but technically they can already do that if they add all their information in this little tab here. Once they access your tool set that is embedded inside of your sub account.
Okay. And then with that, they can't upload documents, right?
They can upload documents to like the Copilot and the smart form if you are asking.
Oh,
I don't think I have document uploading for this one, but if I did have it on, they'd be able to upload a document and then they can chat with the document, ask questions about the document. If they also generate a output from another tool, they could save the response from that other tool and then use it as a input for another tool. So for example, I have a few saved responses here. I click it and it's already here, and then they can chat with whatever this is. That's another cool thing, because that also part of our goal is, like, for example, you might have a tool that generates one output that they'll use for a while. Like maybe they'll generate a output that creates a custom avatar or a offer, and then they'll want to save that response. And then they want to use that response as a input for a marketing tool that
right.
creates copy for that avatar. That's the goal with the save responses, because we do understand that sometimes it's beer style and name. I want to just go in here and grab one of my beers. I don't want to have to type that again and again. So that's a whole reason why we do have that. And that'll essentially be unique per sub account, because every sub account is going to have a different save responses.
It would be awesome if you could use custom values and then fill out their like a form or their own custom values, however that's done, to update this as well. That would be really awesome.
Yes, it would. That is a good idea. Yes.
Manolo, do you have a
Yes, one next question. You really navigate pretty good on this software. We noticed that. But do you have training of everything you mentioned today? Because it's pretty good the way you moved around and you know what to do on how to create everything and how to move the menus. But
Yes.
we don't want to have to write it straight to you. Do we have it?
Yes. And what is your native language? Is it Spanish, Portuguese?
Spanish.
Perfect. So we have Julian who speaks Spanish perfectly, and he actually has some Spanish videos. I know we have because I was pretty proud of this one. We have a Formwise in Spanish video. So we do have that, but we have a whole YouTube channel with just a bunch of everything you could think of. Here it is. So Julian, and guess what? Julian runs office hours twice a week. So you can join office hours twice a week, talk to Julian, and he can help you with really anything. He would be stoked to help you build a Spanish tool. Actually, he's from Colombia, so he's awesome.
Sold.
And yes, there's a ton of stuff in here. We have a few workshops. I'm going to add something else to these. But yeah, and then we have a Facebook group as well. So we have a great Facebook group with 1,800 people. We have a knowledge base that I'm pretty proud of, that I keep up. So everything's in here. There's a lot of cool free resources in here as well on how to use it with different systems. And then if you go to formwise.ai, we have more resources. We have webinars and workshops. We have 2 ebooks in there. We have a blog and article with specific tutorials, case studies, all sorts of things in here. And then we have support. So we have ticketing support. And then those office hours are available every single week, twice a week, Zoom, hop on, ask questions, and we can help you.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, here.
Do you guys have any other questions for Javi before we spin the wheel? No? Well, you guys know how to reach him. Definitely join the Facebook group if you have any questions. Their YouTube channel is great with lots of tutorials. And of course, you can ask me, because
Yeah.
I'm converting all of my stuff to Formwise, all of my like GPTs and all those things. Cause like I said, internal tools are great, but I always, especially as a coach, I think, man, if I'm finding so much value from this, of course they would too. So that is part of what I use for my own processes, but also to provide value to you guys. So thank you so much, Javi, for joining us. I really appreciate it. You're welcome to hang out if you want to. I am going to go ahead and spin the wheel, because every time they join our weekly coaching session, they have the opportunity to win a private coaching session with me. I want to definitely get to that before we go today. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, Bridget.
Sure, we'll have you back.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Javi.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.